Hello, dear seniors. Let's take a moment to talk, just the two of us. No lectures, no wagging fingers, no scary charts. Just a gentle conversation, like a soft breeze on a Sunday morning. Because today, we're talking about something that's been with us through celebrations, weddings, holidays, and heartbreaks: alcohol. Now, this isn't a crusade against your occasional glass of wine or your cherished weekend whiskey. We're not here to pour your drinks down the sink. We're here to offer you a warm, respectful look at what changes in our bodies as the candles on our birthday cake grow more plentiful. You see, as we age, our bodies become like classic cars, more valuable, more beautiful, and yes, a bit more sensitive under the hood. The engine doesn't run quite as fast as it used to, but it still gets us where we need to go, if we treat it gently. One of the biggest changes is how we process alcohol. When we were younger, we could enjoy a drink or two, laugh through the night, and wake up ready to conquer the world. But now, even a modest glass can hit us harder than it used to. That's because our metabolism, the engine that breaks down everything we eat and drink, slows down with age. Your liver, which has probably done a lifetime of loyal service, begins to lose a bit of its efficiency. Alcohol stays in your system longer, meaning its effects linger more than they did back in the day. What once was a quick, warm buzz now becomes a dizzy evening, a foggy head, and sometimes a miserable morning after. And let's not forget balance and coordination. Alcohol has always had the ability to throw us off literally. But in our senior years, the stakes are higher. A stumble isn't just a stumble anymore. It could mean a serious fall, a broken hip, a long recovery, and weeks of trying to explain to your friends how you fell over while reaching for a biscuit. Even sleep, that sacred treasure, gets disrupted. While a drink might feel like it helps you drift off, alcohol actually interferes with the quality of your rest. It can wake you in the middle of the night, cause restlessness, or leave you groggy in the morning like you've been sleepwalking through a circus. The tricky part is, our tolerance for alcohol shrinks, but our love for it might not. It's easy to pour the same amount as we used to, thinking it's just one glass. But that one glass hits differently now. Our bodies are whispering, take it easy, but sometimes we forget to listen. So here's the gentle suggestion. Maybe try pouring a little less. Sip it slowly. Pair it with a lovely chat or a piece of dark chocolate. Let it be something you savor, not something that surprises you later. You've earned the right to enjoy life fully, but with the wisdom that comes from experience. And remember this, your laughter, your presence, your stories, those have never needed a drink to shine. They sparkle all on their own. Alcohol is a guest at the table, not the host of the evening. So here's to you seniors, to your grace, your grit, and your growing wisdom. May your days be bright, your steps be steady, and your heart stay full whether your glass is or not. Dear seniors, if life were a game of cards, you've surely been dealt a handful of wisdom, wit, and perhaps a few prescriptions too. And that's perfectly all right. Medications become trusted companions as we age, tiny helpers that keep hearts ticking, joints moving, and moods balanced. But here's the catch. When alcohol walks into the room holding hands with your medications, things can get complicated. Let's talk frankly about this curious pair, pills and pints. On their own, they might each be manageable. But together, they can turn into a risky cocktail that no bartender would dare serve. You see, many medications, especially the kind seniors are prescribed, don't mix well with alcohol. It's not a matter of mild discomfort or a bit of dizziness. Sometimes the consequences can be downright dangerous. Take blood pressure medications, for instance. Alcohol can amplify their effects, lowering your blood pressure even more. That sounds good in theory, but in practice, it might leave you fainting in the hallway or wondering why the ceiling's suddenly closer than it used to be, or sleeping pills. Alcohol plus a sleep aid doesn't lead to a peaceful night. It leads to confusion, difficulty breathing, or even unconsciousness. It's like inviting two very sleepy friends to a dinner party, only to find they both passed out on the table before dessert. Antidepressants? Anxiety meds? Alcohol loves to interfere with them too. Instead of helping you feel calm and stable, it can magnify depression, intensify anxiety, or make emotions feel like a roller coaster without brakes. And let's be honest, no one wants to feel like that during bingo night, even simple over-the-counter. Drugs like pain relievers or cough syrup can become toxic when mixed with alcohol. Your liver, bless its overworked self, can only process so much at once. And when alcohol joins the mix, it might say, "Sorry, I'm clocking out early." The truth is, your body is already doing a delicate dance with these medications adding. Alcohol is like tossing a banana peel on the dance floor. But don't worry, this isn't a doom and gloom message. It's simply a reminder that medications and alcohol aren't always on speaking terms. And as the wise ones in the room, you're in the perfect position to make thoughtful choices. So what can you do? First, always check the labels. If it says, "Do not take with alcohol," it means business. Second, have a word with your doctor or pharmacist. They're not there to scold you. They're there to help you live your best life safely. And third, because we must always laugh a little, maybe swap that evening drink for something fun and fancy. Sparkling water with a twist of lemon. Herbal tea in your finest mug. Or my personal favorite, pretending grape juice is wine and giving it a dramatic toast to wisdom, wellness, and winning the game of life. Because at the end of the day, it's not about denying yourself joy. It's about making sure joy doesn't come with a nasty surprise the next morning. So here's to you, dear seniors. May your meds do their job, your drinks be wise, and your days be filled with the kind of balance that no pill or pint can promise. Dear seniors, let's have a heart-to-heart about something none of us like to admit, but all of us quietly worry about. Falling. Yes, that unexpected dance with gravity that can turn a cheerful evening into a hospital visit, a strong stride, into a slow recovery, or a cup of tea into a tumble. Now, aging already brings changes to our balance. The inner ear gets a bit less precise, muscles need more encouragement, and the trusty legs sometimes wobble like jelly on a windy train ride. That's normal. That's nature. But when alcohol joins the party, the wobbles turn into full-blown waltzes, and suddenly the floor isn't where we left it. You see, alcohol is sneaky. It plays with your sense of coordination. Even a small drink can affect the way you walk, stand, and react. It dulls the signals between your brain and your body, like a bad phone connection during the storm. So when your foot catches the rug or the dog walks under your legs, your body might not catch on fast enough. And what happens when we fall as seniors? It's not like falling in your 30s where you laugh it off and keep going. No, falls after 60 can mean broken bones, bruised pride, and an extended relationship with hospital gowns. Now, bones, those hard-working structures that have held us up all our lives, also change with age. They lose density, becoming more brittle, more like fine porcelain than sturdy wood. And when alcohol joins in, it actually makes bone loss worse over time. So while one glass might seem harmless, regular drinking could quietly weaken your skeleton's foundation. Here's another. Twist alcohol can mess with your vision and depth perception too. Suddenly the hallway seems longer, the floor looks slanted, and the cat becomes a stealthy shadow you didn't see coming. Combine that with slippery socks and a dimly lit room, and you've got a recipe for a crash landing. But wait, don't worry. This isn't the moment to lock up the liquor cabinet and wrap yourself in bubble wrap. No. This is the moment to become your own best ally. Because you, dear seniors, are wiser than you were in your youth. And you have the power to make clever, caring choices. Simple things help. Keep your home well lit. Use non-slip mats. Wear sturdy shoes, yes, even inside. And if you're enjoying a drink, maybe make it the only one for the evening. Or better yet, share it with a friend, because conversation has never made anyone fall over. And if you want something that warms the soul without clouding the senses, might I suggest a spiced herbal tea in a favorite mug? Add a cinnamon stick if you're feeling fancy. Toast to your own strength, your resilience, your laughter, and the fact that you're smart enough to stay upright in a world that sometimes spins. Because balance isn't just about staying on your feet. It's about knowing what you need, when to say yes, and when to gently say, just a sip is fine. So here's to your bones, may they stay strong. To your steps, may they stay steady. And to you, may you never forget how precious your health truly is. Dear seniors, have you ever felt like your emotions are riding a merry-go-round up one moment, down the next, spinning in circles for no good reason? If you nodded, smiled, or rolled your eyes just now, welcome to the club. Life in our golden years can be beautifully rich, but also surprisingly emotional. And when alcohol enters the scene, well, it doesn't always bring the good kind of mood. Let's be honest. Many people think of alcohol as a social tool, a glass of wine to loosen up, a cold beer to unwind, a little whiskey to take the edge off. It feels like a shortcut to relaxation, like turning the volume down on the day's worries. But the truth is, alcohol is more like a trick mirror. It changes what we feel, but not in a reliable or healthy way. You see, alcohol is a depressant. That doesn't mean it's just for sad people. It means it slows things down, your brain function, your body's responses, and yes, your emotional regulation. You might feel lighthearted at first, but then, out of nowhere, sadness sneaks in, or anxiety, or anger. And when you're older, those shifts can hit harder. Why? Because our brains, like the rest of our bodies, respond differently to substances as we age. We become more sensitive. What was once a harmless buzz can now become a heavy weight on the heart. Imagine this. You pour a glass of wine because you're feeling a little lonely. You sip it while watching your favorite old movie. The music stirs memories, and suddenly you miss people you haven't seen in years. Then the glass is empty. The feelings deepen, and you realize you're not relaxed. You're just sad with a dry mouth. It happens more often than many care to admit. And here's the secret. No one wants to say out loud. Alcohol doesn't fix anything. It just puts a curtain over it. The grief of losing a partner, the quiet ache of missing grown-up children, the uncertainty of health changes. These are real, and they deserve real comfort. Not numbness, not fogged up, but don't worry. Dear seniors, this isn't a lecture. This is a soft reminder from someone who sees your strength. You've weathered decades. You've faced joy and pain, change and challenge. You don't need a drink to feel better. What you need is connection, laughter, a walk in the park, a warm conversation, a song that lifts you rather than drowns you, a hobby that lights up your afternoon. And if you do want something to sip while reading a good book or watching the rainfall, why not try something that truly comforts without confusing your emotions? Warm milk with honey, mint tea with a splash of lemon, or even just plain water in your fanciest glass, because, darling, you deserve to feel elegant for no reason at all. Alcohol may promise a good mood, but your soul already knows the real way there. Through meaning, through memory, through the quiet pride of knowing you've made it this far, with humor intact and heart still open. So here's to your feelings, may they be genuine. To your joys, may they be shared. And to you who deserve every moment of peace without the emotional hangover. Dear seniors, let's take a moment to listen to something soft, steady, and quietly miraculous. Your heart. That tireless little drummer in your chest that's been keeping the beat since before your very first memory. It's been with you through it all, through joy and heartbreak, excitement and exhaustion, dance floors and doctors' offices. And it's still here, humming along every day, asking for only one thing in return: kindness. Now, we all know that hearts change as we grow older. They slow down a bit, become more delicate, more responsive to what we do, eat, and feel. And here's the honest truth: alcohol, especially as we age, isn't always a friend to the heart. You see, when we drink, alcohol affects our blood pressure, our rhythm, and even the strength of our heart muscle. That cheeky little glass of wine might feel relaxing, but inside, it can raise your heart rate, tighten your vessels, and confuse your natural rhythm. It's like asking your heart to run a race in flip-flops, unprepared, awkward, and a bit dangerous. In fact, there's even a name for what happens when people drink too much in one sitting. It's called holiday heart syndrome. Sounds festive, doesn't it? But it's not. It's a real condition where even healthy people experience irregular heartbeats after drinking heavily. Now imagine that happening to a heart that's already been around the block a few times. And high blood pressure. Alcohol loves to stir that pot. It's sneaky too. It raises your pressure gradually, silently. You might not feel anything until one day your doctor looks up from your chart with a worried brow and says, "We need to talk about your numbers." The heart is a quiet organ. It doesn't complain much. It doesn't shout or stomp. It just keeps going, hoping we'll make wise choices. And one of those wise choices? Being gentle with it. Now don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to give up every little toast or celebration. But maybe it means pausing before the second glass. Maybe it means asking yourself, is this helping me feel love? Or is it just a habit? Because the truth is, love is the best drink for your heart. Love in the form of laughter around the table. Love in the form of a walk with a friend. Love in the form of holding your own hand and saying, "I'm proud of you." Your heart needs that more than it needs spirits. And let's not forget, alcohol can interfere with heart medications too. Some drugs simply don't mix with wine or whiskey or even beer. One cancels the other, and the one left standing isn't always on your side. So when in doubt, check with your doctor and don't be shy. Asking questions isn't weakness. It's wisdom. So let's raise a glass not of alcohol, but of appreciation. For the organ that never asked to be a hero, but became one anyway. For the heart that's seen it all and kept beating. For your heart, here's to its rhythm, to its courage, and to your choice every single day to protect what matters most. Dear seniors, let's talk about something that doesn't get brought up enough, not in polite dinner conversation, not over tea, and certainly not in those flashy health adverts with smiling gray-haired models jogging in slow motion. Let's talk about what happens behind closed doors inside your own body when alcohol and medication meet. You see, many of us take medications daily, and there's no shame in that. High blood pressure, tablets, arthritis, capsules, sleep troubles, a little white pill before bed. These medications are often the quiet heroes of our daily routine. But here's the twist: alcohol doesn't always play nice with them. Think of your body as a well-organized house. Your medications are like responsible house guests. They come in, they do their job, and they try not to disturb the peace. But then alcohol bursts through the door like an old party friend, loud, unpredictable, and frankly, a bit messy. When alcohol and medications mix, strange things can happen. Sometimes the medicine stops working. Other times it works too well. A blood thinner plus alcohol? That can increase the risk of bleeding. Sedatives plus wine. You might feel drowsy, confused, or even dangerously unsteady. Diabetes medication. With beer, say hello to a roller coaster of blood sugar highs and lows, and it doesn't end there. Alcohol can also affect how your liver processes medication. Imagine your liver as a hard-working chef in the kitchen, chopping, mixing, and sending out orders. Now imagine alcohol pouring in like a surprise guest, dumping flour over everything. The chef's still working, but the results? a bit unpredictable, sometimes dangerous. But here's the problem. These effects aren't always instant. You may have had wine last night and feel fine this morning, but your medication's behavior may change over days. That makes it harder to connect the dots. Was it the alcohol? Was it the pill? Was it just aging? The truth is, it's often a mix of all three. Now, we all know the temptation. I've been taking this medication for years, and I always have. A drink, it's never hurt me before. That may be true, but the body changes. What didn't bother you at 60 might throw you off at 75. Your kidneys filter slower. Your liver works harder. Your balance shifts. And the consequences of a misstep become greater, but this isn't a fear-mongering speech. It's a love letter in disguise. A gentle nudge to say, you deserve better. Better understanding. Better care. Better conversations with your doctor. There is nothing embarrassing about asking, does this medication mix with wine? It doesn't make you difficult. It makes you smart, and if you're ever unsure, take a pause. Choose caution. There are other ways to celebrate. A beautiful herbal tea, a sparkling elderflower drink in a champagne flute. Even laughter itself rich, free, and completely hangover-proof. Because here's the truth, dear seniors. You've earned your health. You fought for it. And no tiny drink is worth risking the balance you've so gracefully maintained. So let's celebrate the real heroes, your organs, your resilience, and the wisdom to protect them. Dear seniors, here we are, the final chapter of our little journey through the world of alcohol and its sneaky ways in later life. If you've been with me so far, thank you. You've shown patience, grace, and maybe even a chuckle or two. Now, let's talk about something very simple but powerful. Clarity. As we age, clarity becomes a precious gift, not just in vision or hearing, but in mind and spirit. The kind of clarity that helps you enjoy your morning coffee without second guessing, or remember a grandchild's name without a panic, or dance across the room without fear of a stumble. Alcohol, my dear seniors, tends to blur this clarity. It may offer a momentary haze of comfort, but it clouds judgment, balance, memory, and mood. It's like watching a favorite film with a fogged up screen, frustrating and a little sad. Choosing clarity over habit doesn't mean giving up joy. Far from it. It means embracing joy in sharper focus. It means waking up feeling refreshed, greeting the day with a clear mind, and knowing your steps are steady. It means laughing with friends without worrying if you will remember the punchline. Breaking a habit, especially one tied to decades of routine, isn't easy. But remember, habits are not who you are. They're just patterns, and patterns can be changed. You have done so much changing already. New homes, new routines, new technologies that once seemed impossible. You've learned to adapt, to grow, and to thrive. So why not this too? If you're wondering where to start, try small changes. Substitute that evening glass with a sparkling water or a favorite herbal tea. Invite a friend over for a walk instead of a drink. Celebrate with a heartfelt conversation instead of a cocktail. Your body and mind will thank you. And if you stumble along the way, well, that's perfectly human. What matters is the intention to choose clarity more often than not. In closing, remember this: your life is your masterpiece, painted with memories, love, and resilience. Don't let a fleeting fog dull its brilliance. Here's the clear skies, steady hearts, and the bright, unblurred joy of simply being you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, dear seniors. I hope these stories and insights have touched your heart and maybe even made you smile. Remember, taking care of yourself is the greatest gift you can give, not just to yourself, but to those who love you. If you found this message helpful, please do subscribe to our channel for more thoughtful and caring content just for you. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, And leave a comment below. Your stories and thoughts mean the world to us. We welcome your suggestions and gentle critiques, because together we can grow and support one another on this beautiful journey called life. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay joyful, and keep shining bright.